Hi everyone, good evening. This week I'm going to do a series on how to become a reliable virtual assistant. So tonight is going to be part 1 and I'm going to talk about embracing technology. Why is that? Think about the main difference between working in a face-to-face environment and being a virtual assistant where you have to do everything online. The difference between those two setups is when you're a virtual assistant, you have to rely on online technology. That's why you have to embrace technology if you're going to be a reliable virtual assistant. Your best friend is Google. Google it and you will find an answer. No matter what kind of skill, app, software, practice it is that you want to look up, find it on Google and you will find an answer. The go-to places are YouTube. You can find a lot of resources there because software developers create tutorials for beginners in YouTube. So you can count on YouTube to further your knowledge, or if you just want to find out what kind of software is being used by professionals in your industry, look it up on Google or in YouTube. So that's the reason why you have to embrace technology. You don't have to know all. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to be the know-it-all when it comes to a certain technology. No. I used to be afraid of tech. I used to hate it a lot. But my role forced me to be 2 steps ahead. I can see a pair of eyeballs. Hello! I hope you're having a good evening. So that I used to be like that, and then I would see that people or VAs who do tech actually charge higher. They can charge as much as $70 an hour, just setting up websites or landing pages, and email sequences. So that's something that I said. At first, when I look those things up, they seem so difficult. But then, the more that I watch tutorials about them, the more that it becomes easy. So late last year, I was able to create my own website. I also created landing pages for my webinars, for this group. I was also able to create email sequences. It's something that's become like easy. At first, it really is going to be hard, but you just put your time in it and don't be afraid of it because it will get easier. Yan. So that's the first thing, is embrace technology. Google it if you don't know what it is, even if it's about the best practices in your industry. If you're an executive assistant, you know how to improve the way that you book appointments, or if you're an event planner, you want to find out a better way to manage projects or book flights for someone. There is always an alternative to how you are doing things now. So that's why if you want to become a virtual assistant, definitely have internet connection, have a browser that can run Google so that you can find answers with just typing them on your computer. Okay, so I hope that was helpful for you. Being a virtual assistant, it's impossible to be one if you don't have online technology, even if it's just data entry or anything like that. Of course, data entry is simple as long as you have internet connection, you have an email to submit your work, that's fine. But if you're looking to grow your career, then I suggest that you become aware of the trends in technology, in apps, and in softwares. In CRM alone, when I just started out learning about CRMs 10 years ago, there was just Infusionsoft and HubSpot. Now I cannot count how many CRMs there are, and they all have their own specific strengths, and each client would feel that a certain CRM works for them now, and then a few months later they're going to change their mind. So that's how fast it changes. So you also have to be flexible. But the good news is, once you learn the basics of a certain app or software, like a CRM, for example, No matter how many changes these softwares go through, or no matter how many companies come up with this, you get the natural what you call that, the instinct. You have now the instinct on how to work around a CRM. Yan. Or if you learn websites, it doesn't matter if it's Kajabi or what are the other platforms. If it's New Zenler or Strikingly, once you get the basic practice or the foundation, then it's just all a matter of getting to know a new brand or a new software. That's the good news. So if there's one thing that I would leave with you in this session, is that don't be afraid of technology, because when you're learning it on Google. It's just you and the computer. No one else is judging you. Watch the tutorial as many times as you need to. Download a free trial version of the app or the software so you can follow the tutorial. You can follow along the tutorial. See? So no judgment. You don't have to pay for it. You can just be learning it at your own time. Okay, so if you have any questions about technology, please post them here, or please post them in our group, and I'll be happy to answer them. Okay, so that's part 1 of our series on how to become a reliable virtual assistant. Embrace technology, because without technology, you cannot support your client online. So I hope you have a good evening. I'll be back tomorrow with another tip. See you and good night.